Today's video is about the Reddit group, Am I the Arsehole? And the answer is yes, you are all the arseholes. People only post on Am I the Arsehole when they know that they're not. They're clearly just posting things they know that they're in the right for. And because they're doing that and asking the question, Am I the arsehole? What they're really doing is saying, this happened to me and I'm really good. Tell me how great I am. They're not really asking, Am I the arsehole? Let's have a look. The first one, Am I the arsehole for reporting a doctor for offering me $10,000 not to terminate my pregnancy? You're not an arsehole. I've done shows for children, and from my experience of other people's children, you're an idiot for not taking the money, for posting that when clearly he's trying to bribe you to kill something that you want to keep, that you are definitely 100% an arsehole for pretending that you think you're one, or questioning yourself. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to drop charges on a 10-year-old kid? So now at the moment, this sounds like a 10-year-old kid. Oh, maybe he is an arsehole. So let's have a look at this one. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to drop charges on a 10-year-old kid that beat up my 9-year-old at school? Some background. My kids go to school where over 90% of the student population are refugees, immigrants. Okay. This does begin to sound like a troll, but we'll see. We live in a neighborhood that is the same circumstances as my kids' school. Oh, really? So you have to do double French on a Monday. Cut to yesterday. Are we in a film here? My 9-year-old girl was out at recess. She was playing basketball with her friends. This bully walked up behind her, pushed her to the ground, and when she was getting up, the kid kicked her in the head like it was a soccer ball. My wife went down to check my girl out of school. She'll be okay, I hope. But she has scratches on the side of her face, a black eye, and it's swollen. School principal said he'd handle it later on, and he called my wife and I separately to ask us to drop the charges because the student doesn't understand that what they did was wrong. I think that's a very good claim because, if someone comes along and they assault you, right, like a grown-up comes along and he assaults you, and then he comes and knocks on your door the next day and says, I'm sorry, I don't really understand that what I did was really wrong. First thing I am is onto the phone to the police, like, no, drop the charges. He doesn't really understand it. What's that noise? Oh, no, he's just beating me up again. But I'm sure he doesn't really understand what he's doing. God bless him. Grrr. So the school principal said he'd handle it later. I told the principal that if the school isn't going to discipline the bully, I will call the police department and file charges. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to drop the charges on a 10-year-old kid? NTA means not the arsehole. Take photos of daughter's injury. Take the daughter. So they're all saying no, 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 no. In some schools, zero tolerance. It should be, shouldn't it? Am I the arsehole for calling off my wedding after discovering my fiance has a secret child? Am I the arsehole for calling off my wedding after discovering my fiance has a secret child? I mean, you can call off a wedding for any reason you want. Of course you... Like, am I the arse? No, he had a secret child. If you knew he had a child and then you decided to call it off just because you changed your mind, even then, you're allowed to change. You're an arsehole for asking the question. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to sign something for my wife's employer without speaking to a lawyer? Of course you're an arsehole for asking that question. I just wish you could reach into the screen, drag people who've written things on the internet and just shake them. I think it's just, is it narcissism? I don't know what it is. It's just like, I want to get more people just to say I'm not an arsehole. Am I the arsehole for walking away from family trying to kill me? Yes. If your family's trying to kill you, you should have stayed there and let them kill you. You shouldn't, walk away. It's family. Am I the arsehole for being annoyed and not wanting to gov oral sex? Gov must be some sort of young hip talk. It's doing oral sex with a glove on. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to wear a glove when giving oral sex? I've had surgery every week. See, the thing is, right, it sounds like people could be like, well, am I the arsehole for being annoyed and not wanting to give oral sex. Am I the arsehole? It sounds like she's getting it, or he's getting it, she's getting it, he's getting it. Whichever one it is, they're getting it, and they're like, well, no, I'm not giving you any. But then you read a bit like, I had surgery a little over a week ago. So no sexual intercourse for the next 5 days. My husband is annoyed with me today because I turned him down yet again. I don't feel well and don't want to give him a BJ. So clearly everyone's going to say not the arsehole. You know that. You know they're going to say not the arsehole. You're only posting it just so you get all the people saying, no, you're not, so you can feel better about being in the right. Is that bad enough? You are in the right, but you just want to get congratulated for being in the right. So you're an arsehole for that. Complete arsehole, and I hope your vagina falls out. If you're posting to, am I the arsehole? There should be a sense of you could well actually be in the wrong. It's like, am I the arsehole for being annoyed, not wanting to give oral sex? If it was just a case of you don't like doing it and he does it for you all the time, that is a debate we can have with photographs. Possibly I can come round and take the photographs. But if you're then going to say, oh, I was injured and half my vagina had fallen out and I had my mouth wired up from a motorbike accident and I was on an iron lung and my boyfriend came in and I refused to give him a blowjob, then you know that you're not the arsehole. So screw you for wasting our time. Am I the arsehole for asking my girlfriend for a prenup to protect my inheritance? That's what prenups are for. Am I the arsehole for getting upset with my morbidly obese cousin for editing a pic of me? A few weeks ago, I went to a family gathering, pictures were taken, she seemed happy at first. Fast forward this week, and she's posted different versions of the same photos on her profile. At first, I thought it was just a filter, but as I looked closer, I realised she had heavily edited it. My body looked slimmer, my face was more angular, and my skin was flawless. Didn't even look like me anymore. And so, yeah, of course, you can be upset that she's put pictures of you up like that. And everyone's going to say, not the arsehole because of that. So not the arsehole, not the arsehole, not the arsehole, which means for you asking such an obvious question where you know the answer is not the arsehole, you're an arsehole. I mean, there's just so many of these. I just can't even be bothered to read them. I mean, am I the arsehole for not wanting to buy my 12-year-old son the latest iPhone? Even though my husband thinks I should. There's no one going to be calling this person an arsehole for that. And she knows that. I'm going to do one last one. I'm just going to randomly spin it, and then we're just going to do it here. Don't even know what this is saying. Am I AITAH for sending my friend die when she tried to trick me into seeing my ex again? Okay, so she tricked you into seeing your ex. So presumably you didn't want to see your ex. So you're definitely not the arsehole, which means you are an arsehole for posting it. But I'm not quite sure what this is. For sending my friend DE. A while later, I got a call from a friend, drinking. She said, "You want to join?" I said, "Okay." But she said she's with some friends. I became suspicious. Then me a message and says, "Aren't you being a little too harsh?" Maybe that gave me the courage. I sent DE, is it die, into the chat and blow up. What's D*E? Am I being really thick here? Dick energy? I don't know. I mean, you're definitely an arsehole for just not being fucking clear. I mean, just fucking write what you mean. D*E. I'm not coming onto Reddit to do a crossword puzzle. Let me know in the comments below what D*E is. Is it just die? Did she just send the word die? Let me know in the comments what you think about that one. Let me know the worst am I the arseholes where they're so obviously not an arsehole. All I can say is every single one of you's posted any of these am I the arsehole things. Just seriously, just D*E off. If that's a saying.